Hey, party people, y'all know what time it is. Me and Pop couldn't let it go by. Let's address this Katt Williams. Here we go.
Kirk Franklin prank. This is the record. 2024.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Wanna slow.
Love him. Some call him the greatest, one of the greatest comedians, dead or alive. One of America's greatest entertainers, one of the funniest men on the planet, world-renowned, multi-talented, a comedy legend. He's the top touring comedian selling out arenas. He's a hilarious storyteller, Emmy award-winning actor, voice actor, rapper, writer, producer, director, icon, genius, a national treasure, philanthropist, humanitarian, social activist, a father, one of the great funny men of our generation and any generation, Mr. Katt Williams.
Thank you, sir.
How was that intro?
Magnificent. You are magnificent at intros, and you did not skimp on mine. I appreciate it.
Appreciate that. You know, anytime you come to Club Shay Shay, we have to toast.
Yes.
Bro, you've been doing it. I mean, you're one of the top touring comedians of all time. You already got started before we started taping.
I did.
Appreciate that. Tell the people at home.
I thought they was lying, and yeah, this particular.
Let's go to work.
All of these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies. I'm talking about things that have never been heard in all of Black Hollywood. They feel comfortable sitting here lying to you about it.
You gonna set the record straight?
Are you kidding me? You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday After Next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike. And Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now three quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Well, I didn't know
he shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he was...
Sir, no one... Why no... He was with KD? He beat up Terry Crews? Why nobody know this story? You talking about in Hollywood, they switched off roles. You take this and he... What? So Ricky Smiley knows this, and I don't know why he would lose a child and come on the air and start lying. That's why people believe in rituals right there. It's because, well, why would he lie? I don't know why liars lie, but I can tell you this. We auditioned in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I was audition number 201. 200 black comedians auditioned for the role of Money Mike with me. You're saying all 201 of us was auditioning and you had already had the role and had already shot the role in 4 days? The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley...
Now, we done got 4 minutes deep off in this episode and we ain't said a word. Let's address a few things. Whatever he finna say, your son know every word. I know every comedian. I know every bit of information. I already know who stole a joke. I already knew that Steve Harvey stole the Mr. Steve Hightower from hanging with Mr. Cooper off the Mark Curry show. You know, Pop, I done said it to you before. Or what you been doing? Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Pop, you know, that comes from the TV show.
Yeah.
We gonna get into it. But I would just like to address Katt is wet. I always believe that a lot of men don't never really want to stand toe-to-toe with me about actual facts because I'm going to expose you exactly like this. You can't really stand on that business. And what I love about Katt Williams right now is that he just calling a spade, and he telling you some things that you should have already knew about Hollywood. They done told you how most dudes win. The top brothers that done succeeded, they made them put on a dress. He done told you.
Yeah.
It's been that way.
Yeah, they pretty much got to sell their soul in order for them to get
Say it again.
Yeah, they pretty much got to sell
You
their
got to
soul.
sell your soul,
Absolutely.
Pop.
And that's what he's letting it be known.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah, he's letting it be known. He's letting it be known.
Was okay with. Katt Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy, right, where I have all the credibility and all the pull.
Yep.
The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that.
Now let's talk about that part. How does that movie turn out in that scene? That scene is one of the greatest comedic scenes in the history of movies. It's where he take the pliers, he grab them on Terry Crews' private parts, and he say, Damon, I am a boy. That whole scene is iconic in comedy. Think about what we know now, Pop, now that we know that scene was meant for him to be great. Talk to him.
Right? No, go ahead. No, that's it. I mean that.
Think about that. It was meant for him to be great. Then he turned around, asked them to change it, changed it, and then turned it into one of the most iconic scenes that we have ever seen in comedy. And it was wrote to be absolute disgusting.
That's the. But that's because what you did was, you gotta remember, you went down his street. So comedy is his street. So you went down his street.
And he turned it amazing.
And then what he gonna know is, okay, I know how to take this and make this funny.
And Katt took the disgusting part out of it and still took the rest of it and made it amazing for y'all.
Made it funny.
And you made a whole lot of damn money.
Yeah, that you did.
It will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting raped. So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky Smiley was going to play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that wasn't in the bloopers? Why? And here's the other thing. Everything that Money Mike said, Katt Williams wrote. So what Ricky Smiley say on his? You can't say my lines, I wrote them. That's how I already know that I'm going to be funnier than you. What he told everybody.
Let's also discuss this interview. Now, Pop, as somebody who's done music, I wrote everything I've ever said. I tell you right now, it is a big difference in people who write and people that don't.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
I remember we had a comment in a comment section and they said, well, why don't you just create your own content? Well, everything that's said on this channel, every stat and fact that's said on this channel, me and Pop came up with. We do create content. We create it on our own. So we understand what Katt is saying when he say, what did you write and what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm from Alabama. By heart, I'm a Ricky Smiley fan. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna always lean toward anybody that write their own stuff. I don't care where you from or where you at.
No, that's real. That's real.
I ain't saying Ricky don't write his own. I'm just saying right now, Katt is cooking.
It was Katt Williams, and don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steven Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Oh my God. Pop, I want people to understand what he just said. And I also want people to understand where I'm finna go as I shoot it to Pop. I don't condone wearing a dress no matter what black man that is. And I don't think we should be doing any of that for Hollywood or any of that. But Ricky Smiley, do you know how disrespectful he thought you were? When everything was supposed to be 50-50 and even, that he put that in his contract. Like he said, do you know how egregious he really thought your mouth and your behavior were? That he requested that in his contract. So how disrespectful was you, brother? For another man to ask that, how disrespectful was you?
Well, here's the thing when you say that. I think for me, part of that for me is that, okay, that was his way of being able to get back at him.
Yeah, for how? So once again, Pop, I'm gonna ask you the same question. So how disrespectful were you that he felt he needed to go that far?
Well, and right. So that's how bad he actually felt. He's like, oh, okay. So instead of me
based off of what you've done.
That's right. So instead of me actually saying anything, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this in my contract because now what I'm gonna do as a man, I'm gonna humiliate you.
Soon
that's how I take it.
As I can. Okay, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now on our channel. The Bible said the first shall be last.
And the last shall be first.
I spent most of my life as last. I want everybody to understand it's me and Pop. We on the top now. Don't let that go over your head. I'm talking to family members and friends.
Why would you put that in your contract, Katt?
That's where he's the unbelievable actor. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life.
Whoa.
They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
So that's why, because when we released that clip and he said that, you responded because he said he was supposed to play Money Mike and you were supposed to play Santa Claus.
An outright lie.
So
that he knows is a lie.
So why would he say it?
Because he's a liar. Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019.
Okay, so on our channel, I'm going to state the facts. I'm a little more knowing as far as some of this than Pop might be. So let me tell y'all, what he meant then was he meant 1998 and 1999. So if you go back and you watch BET's Comic View, so that's what we used to watch every day back home on the block, right? Okay, so that was our nighttime show. Katt Williams was on in 1998 and 1999, and he did the same joke except for Cedric the Entertainer and Kings of Comedy. He switched it to a spaceship. It was a Cadillac and Katt Williams.
Katt Williams, that's right.
So Katt Williams worded it wrong, but they go back later on in the show and they go ahead and they fix that, which we ain't gonna show.
And then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. Then you ask him, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. That's the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range.
Wow. Me and Pop gonna leave the first part of this episode and this breakdown and this Katt Williams episode right here. Let me tell you my number one problem, Pop, as I shoot it to you. If you listen to this interview, you know the number one thing that I heard was that there was a whole lot of other black people in power that could have helped this man. The next thing I heard was it's a whole lot of funny business in the business. I've always been a person to where I don't look up to these people. I don't think these people are no different than nobody else who put their pants on one leg at a time and pay their rent and pay their power bill the same as you. What I took from this is you need to stop putting these people on a pedestal. These people are really not that damn great. They just rich. They really don't give a damn about nobody else other than themselves.
And whatever it is that they think that they got to steal,
or whatever else they think they can sell.
Right. In order to be able to quote unquote make them great, then that's exactly what they do. Because that's part of what I hear what Katt Williams is actually saying. But see, what you don't understand is because you say hang with Mr. Cooper. Well, then if you want to go, he want to talk about Steve. Well, he's trying to say Steve. If it wasn't no hang for Mr. Cooper, if you wouldn't have stole what you had from him, then you wouldn't have been where you were.
And that's a fact.
You know, Serge the Entertainer.
And Steve stole jokes and the same thing. And he hated on Bernie Mac. Everybody knows in the Kings of Comedy, it was supposed to be like Steve Harvey was supposed to be ending the tour. He didn't end the tour, but because when they start going on the road, Bernie Mac was kicking his ass. So then Bernie Mac became the star. So they had to revert it to what we seen on screen. What we seen on screen was Steve acting like the host. But in reality, it was supposed to be his special. The problem is that when they went on the road and they started shooting it, Bernie was thriving throughout every crowd in every city. Most people don't know the Kings of Comedy is not just that one movie that you've seen. It was a comedy tour. That one movie that you've seen is just all that you've seen.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years. I think he said it was.
Right? Bernie is slaughtering this dude as far as funny go every night. So we had to switch it. He hated on Bernie. The same reason why I think he's semi-funny when it comes to Steve, but here's reality. Any man that sit and judge men the way he do as much as he fail, I can't go with you. Bro, you can't keep talking to me about nobody's wife when you done cheated on all of yours. Don't you talk to me about men being faithful or nothing when you done cheated on every wife that you had. Bro, you on number 3. You ain't nobody to be sitting out here talking about how men should move when in reality, you don't move how your mouth say that you move. Which is what Katt Williams is saying. Even in that comedy realm, You don't move how your mouth saying that you move.
No.
You stole your biggest come up from Mark Curry. The world don't know it, but in the black community, we been knew it. We been knew that Mark Curry was hanging with Mr. Cooper. That was before the Steve Hightower show. That was before the Steve Harvey show.
It was. It was.
We know where you stole it from.
Mm-hmm.
Like Katt said in this interview, why you didn't become no movie star. Man, you settled for Family Feud and all that other mess because you couldn't do nothing else. Bottom line. But what I learned is this. Hollywood's a facade. Nobody should follow these people or look up to these people. And these people don't care if you live or die.
No.
That's what I took from this.
No, and I like, what he's doing is that, as he was saying earlier, he just setting the record straight. Period.
Calling a spade a spade.
He's setting the record straight. So if anybody won't get mad because he set the record straight, then you can get mad. He just setting the record straight.
To anybody that follow this channel, go back and watch this whole episode. If you want to know about keeping receipts, Katt Williams done kept 20 years worth of receipts. I'm going to tell y'all something else too. I always tell Dad.
Go back and look at it. Yeah, he had. You kept 20 years worth of receipts.
There ain't nobody in my life that think they can step to me about no real conversations and I'm not going to burn you. I've kept every receipt for 23 years. I love everybody around us. But you heard what I said.
But then here's one thing.
I've kept every receipt for 23 years.
Think about this for a second with Katt Williams though. Well, he let it be known, and when you watch this whole entire thing, what he let it be known, which I thought was so profound, he said, I'm a stand-up comedian.
Come on now.
He said these other guys are not stand-up comedians.
Because they don't write, Dad. That writing is different.
He said
creating is different.
He said so I am, because when you look at the whole interview, he also brings up the fact he said this year, this is my 19th 100 city tour. None of the rest of them can say that.
None of them.
Okay, so his point was that even though y'all think these folks is a little funny, I am a real stand-up comedian.
This is what I do.
Right. And this is what I do.
This is what they claim to do.
That's it. I write. What you hear me say,
I stand on business.
I write.
That's what he's saying. I stand on business.
I don't have anybody else to write for me. Okay? So I not only am I funny, but I write what you hear me say. So
came up with Money Mike on his own.
That's right. So and that was what he was letting everybody know as well in my mind, is that y'all need to understand. So what you have in this business, here's what I heard him say. So what you have in this business, you have real comedians like me.
Facts.
And then you have other people that are just in the business that are not real comedians. I mean, period. I mean, and that's literally what he let it be known.
Let the church say amen. It's me and Pop. We over here on the couch. We over here on YouTube. Y'all come check us out.